Okay. Good morning. It's Wednesday. Here's an Oliver update. Here's Oliver. Oliver. He doesn't like to be held in the morning. He's more of a nighttime cuddler. This is Oliver. Oliver, look at the dog. Oliver is 5 months old. He was born January 1st. This is June 1st. 5 months old, Oliver. And he went to the vet yesterday and got some shots. Stand up. And he is 11.5 pounds now. When I got him, he was 7.2. There he is. There he is. Oh, Mr. Cooperation today. He is ornery. He is a handful. He is very smart, but very stubborn, very determined to get the last word. And I want the last word, so can imagine what our training sessions are like. I'm thinking of signing up to get him in puppy kindergarten. I think he needs it. Or I need it. Somebody needs it. It's almost like he knows there's a camera there and he doesn't want to look. Look! You will not look. All right, I'll put you down. He's very fluffy. I've already given him one haircut, but I think I'm going to have him professionally cut soon. All the baby hair is very straight and fluffy like that. He's going to end up all curly, like a poodle. Kind of like a poodle. Maybe not as curly as a poodle, but Molly's a little curly. You want to come up, Molly? No. Molly's just tolerating this whole situation. Okay, I'm Diane Roberts here for 52 weeks of dishcloths. We are on week 22. Week 22. Yes, it is. Week 22. I did 2 for this week because I did the same pattern, but I just think I was adding things to the pile from last week. This is my pile. I've given a couple away. This pile, including today's 2, is 32 dishcloths, so I don't have that many extra. Sometimes I'd do an extra one if I felt like it, but these are all the dishcloths so far. Almost half the year. Today's dishcloth is called a reversible textured dishcloth, and it looks exactly the same on both sides, which is not often the case when you knit. Here's what it looks like, and here's what it looks like. It's kind of cool the way that turned out, and it's really fast because after you do your little garter row, well, not a garter row, it's I think it's 3 or 4, what is it? It's 4 rows of knit every row, and then the next row is the same every row, both sides. So there's only one row that's repeated to memorize. I did it in this, I don't know, forget what color it said it was. $1.99 at Walmart for the sugar and cream. And here's it in well, see, on the screen it looks like it's ecru. It's called ecru. No, it's called cream. It's called cream. But in person, with a lot more light, it looks yellow. It's more yellow than this. I thought it was yellow when I picked it up, but the label said cream. So the pattern is free. It's by Sammie Carraher. 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 Carrher. Carraher. The gauge isn't important, of course. You could see, I think I used 2 different size needles because one's a little smaller than the other, just to experiment. You can cast on 32 stitches or 36. I did the 36 each time, but any multiple of 4 will, get you a square dishcloth, provided you just knit until it looks almost square. I say almost square because you still have to do your 4 rows of the garter garter stitch, knit every row, and then a bind off row. And the row is just, the row that you repeat throughout is slip one purlwise, because that gives it a nice edging if you slip one purlwise every row, and then you knit two, you knit one in the back loop, and then you purl one, and just repeat that for the rest of the row and every row. Talk about easy, talk about a one night dishcloth, a one movie dishcloth. And what else does it say? I will link this. I will link it in the description box below, because that's this week's dishcloth. So this week I didn't really learn something new, except for that if you do a repeat like that, if you can coordinate the stitches to be the same back and forth, it's pretty cool. So I'm finding that the more dishcloths you do and doing different patterns, it would help if you wanted to design something. You know, if you wanted to design something in a certain way, you learn just these little tips. And because you're repeating it in a dishcloth, it makes you mindful of what different stitches can do. I find it interesting. So that's it for today. I have just got, I think a cloud just passed by and the light got brighter. Oh, it's going down again. Maybe it's just where I'm sitting. I'm near a window. I do have a light on. It's morning. It's morning here today. What was I going to say? I was going to say, oh, it's Wednesday, and I found out this morning that Edita Sita is having she's a quilting lady, a very famous quilting lady. Laundry Basket Quilts is her company, and not only is she a quilter extraordinaire, she also designs fabrics that are so beautiful. I think her line's called Laundry Basket Quilts. Well, that's her brand name, and she has different lines, beautiful lines. And she's starting a mystery summer quilt again. She does a mystery quilt a couple of times a year, I think. For the last 2 years, I've done her mystery quilt, and the year before that, I did a quilt that I have more. I have more Edita Sita quilts than anything else. I've done 3 complete. I shouldn't say complete because one of them still needs to be quilted. That's the next one going up on the frame. But she does really neat stuff, and I love her quilt-alongs are free. You get a free pattern. You can buy her fabric line to do it and do the exact same quilt that she does. But generally what I do is I either use what I have hanging around, or I have like something that I bought, like I might have a fat quarter stack that I bought for something else and decided that now I'm not as interested in doing that quilt, and maybe I'll go for a mystery quilt. This one should be easy. It's only 9 weeks. Usually they're 15 days and you have to keep up. Yeah, they're 15 days, 14 days. Those are tough. The last one was, I think, 15 days, and it was 100 and something blocks. I'm trying to remember how many. 15 by 15 maybe? 4.5 inch blocks finished. That one was rough. That's why that one's not quilted yet. I still have to put the border on it. I shouldn't have said the top was done. I do have to do that. I'm happy to say that I finished quilting the hexagon quilt that I was doing for Jessica's mom, Lynn. That one's finished. And that's all I finished this week. So next week, if I do start up on the quilt, I'll show you my progress as we go along, because it's a mystery. You never know. You never know what it's going to look like until the final week. So it's going to be 9 weeks. That's 2 months. It's done June, July. Yeah, by August, maybe I'll be quilting it. That's if I can catch up on all my other quilting. Life stuff isn't much. I don't think much happened last week except for like appointments. And then Oliver had appointments yesterday because he had to get his blood work done, get his Lyme shot and get kennel cough, because I might be taking them to puppy training, as I said. And if you bring them around or get them groomed, if you have to bring your dog to where there are other dogs, that they always tell you it's a good idea to get the kennel cough. It's not even a vaccination. It's a nose thing. Yeah. So kind of excited about Friday. Let's see. Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment. Will they ever end? Then Friday is StamperCon in at the Big E. In what is that? That's in West Springfield, Massachusetts. Yeah, it used to be a stamping convention. Well, now they're calling it StamperCon, so it's still the same thing. But it used to be Heritage Productions that um, organized the show, and I used to go because I used to be more into stamping. I used to stamp every day. I only stamp occasionally now, but I'm still interested, and I like to go see the shows because sometimes there's new gadgets you might want. Why I would need any more gadgets is, look at the stuff I have behind me. That's all stamps. That's all stamps and punches and inks. That's all ink back here. All those boxes. There's so many stamps. I used to just be able to put my stamps like in a library, but now there's so many. Actually, I've been selling some. But anyway, I'm going with my friend Robin up there Friday to check out the stamping convention. And this new company has taken it over. It may be a flop or it might be great. So that's what's going on there. And Sunday I'm going to the last Trinity show of this season. So that's what's on my calendar for this week. Hopefully you're having some, there's more and more to do. But I bought a new box of masks. I mean, I usually wear my hand sewn masks, but so many times I'm going to the doctor, I'd rather just have my blue surgical mask ready, because I seem to always be having appointments that I've told you about. So that's it. Quiet. It's kind of a quiet week, which is good, because the other little add-ins, my dad needed a new cell phone because he had 4G, which is going away, and he had an LG 4G phone that T-Mobile doesn't support anymore. So he had to replace it. And that's been kind of a project for us, because the first day when we went, he didn't want any part of getting a free phone because he didn't think it was right that he had to replace it. It was just an obstinate day. And then the next day decided he did need it, but I was busy and couldn't take him that day. So we went the next day, and of course they were out of phones. So because everybody needed them on the same day, if he would have just gotten it Monday, but no. So then Wednesday they had to mail it, 2 days shipping. And well, it finally came in, and he went without me on Saturday to get it activated. He didn't want to wait for me for later in the day because he has things to do. He's busy. So he had to wait till Tuesday morning when he wasn't busy, because he was busy on the holiday. Or did he come Monday? No, he came yesterday, and we had a whole nother tutorial on this phone, and I activated. It was semi-activated, but his contacts didn't come over, and he doesn't know anybody's phone number. So we got all that done. So it was good that it was a quiet week, because I had to dedicate a bunch of time for my dad. Anyhow, we're keeping these short. So that's dishcloth for this week. I hope some of you are following along, because I'm enjoying it. Just to have something little to do at night, not a big project. Although I'm getting antsy. I want to do something, whether it be socks, shawl, something like, oh no, I found a sweater I really want to do. Who knows? Maybe next week I'll be filling you in on my new summer sweater that I think I may be going to get some yarn for this week. When you have free time, you have to do something. If you're not buying more fabric, you're buying more yarn, right? Finding a new project. All right, well, you all take care, and I'll see you next week for 52 Weeks of Dishcloths. Bye now.